Hello friends and family. Anyapamab Jugik Dash. My name is Dash. Onkakamirad the Mamjid from the Salt River people. I'm also Haudenosaunee and Wajaji. I'm a board member of the Native Wellness Institute, and I'm also part of an initiative that was started by myself and my partner Chelsea Luger that we call Well for Culture. And Well for Culture is about reclaiming our health as Native people. It's about re-implementing our original foods, and it's about implementing various forms of physical movement, all within the value systems of our people to reclaim our health, ultimately affecting our families and our communities in a good way and protecting our sovereignty for future generations. As we all know, historical trauma has greatly impacted our people in a negative way as a result of loss of land, a loss of language, identity, a loss of our way of life, and has resulted in all the different types of diseases and social maladies. And today we are trying to heal from that. And that's what the Native Wellness movement is about. It's about healing us and providing healing opportunities for our people. So diabetes is one of these diseases that has impacted our people at a far disproportionate rate. I know I've seen that in my community, as well as other O'odham communities and Native communities around Native country. And the way we see it is that this disease, just like many other diseases, is continuing to hinder our people's ability to be able to not only enjoy a good, healthy life, but enjoy their family and to be a part of a community and to help build up and evolve their way of life, their heritage, and to protect their sovereignty for future generations. So some of you may already know how diabetes works, but for those of you that don't, what happens is every time you eat something, it gets absorbed through your small and large intestine and makes its way to your bloodstream as blood glucose. And insulin is a hormone secreted by a pancreas that acts as like a key to unlock the doors of your muscle, organ, and fat cells in order to allow the glucose to enter those cells to generate energy. But with chronically elevated blood sugar levels, what happens is the receptors in the muscles and fat and organ cells stop becoming insulin sensitive and they become insulin resistant, therefore preventing the glucose to entering the cells and to generate energy for the body. And as a result, people become tired, fatigued, and a slew of other more serious symptoms arise if it's not stopped, such as kidney failures and what they call diabetic neuropathy, where the nerves become damaged, damage to the eyesight, stroke, and heart attacks. So that's why I thought it's important to make this video really quick and just kind of share what I do to keep my blood sugars in check. I'm not a type 2 diabetic, but I like to eat foods that keep my blood sugar in a good range. And I like to have plant-based foods. I like to eat a lot of foods from the desert, foods that's from our people. I love to have my wild game proteins such as bison and elk and deer and salmon. And I love to indulge in a snack here and there, but it's not nearly as much as what I used to. I no longer eat fried bread. I quit that about 7 years ago. I quit drinking soda when I was about 18 or 19. I quit drinking dairy when I was about 18 or 19 as well. I quit eating bread about 7 years ago. These things right here have had a good impact on my life, and it caused me to really look at our original foods as Native people and restore my relationship with those foods. It's important for our spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. It's connected to our land, it's our heritage, and it's in our languages. Food is our first preventative care. Food is our medicine. Let's make healthy the norm again. Let's teach this to our future generations that health is really a part of our way of life. We need to make this a habit again to pass down for future generations so they can enjoy a good life.
90 is my fasting blood glucose. It's 5:30 a.m. right now, so I guess they say 90 is good. Having a fasting blood glucose of 90 and under is ideal. But usually it's about 87, 88 for me.
Alright, so it's about 6:30 here, and I'm going to make the first meal because I'm going to train in about an hour and a half. So this is the type of kale I like to use. This is Lacinto kale. Good source of healthy fats right here for fuel. One whole organic natural egg. I'm going to add in some sea salt right here. Much better mineral for your body than iodized salt. Some organic black pepper.
Then on the side here, we're gonna have a avocado for some more healthy fats. So that's it. That's all I'm having. I'm just gonna throw some little bit of red cayenne pepper on this avocado. I like the flavor, a little bit of spice to it. So this is all I'm having before I work out. If I eat too much, I'll be too full. I ate about an hour ago, so I'm gonna check my blood sugar level because I'm about to go train here in a minute. So we'll see what happened to my blood sugar when I got up in the morning. It was 90. And I just had a 1 whole free-range egg with some kale and a half of avocado. Before that, I had some coffee with MCT oil, so I want to see where my blood sugar is at. And it's still at 90, wow. Pretty good. Mighty Salt River Fitness Center. About to train with Mr. Dion Begay. Ah, there he is. Say what's up to the camera. Alright, so now I just got back from training and I'm going to check my blood sugar levels. It was 90 when I woke up and it was 90 about an hour and 15 minutes after I was eating. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and check it, see where I am at. 79, it dropped down. So my blood sugar dropped down from 90 after I've eaten to 79 after I'm working out. So now we're going to go ahead and have something to eat to get the blood sugar going again. Alright, for my smoothie, all I did was use these whole blueberries right here. It's kind of like the base, just for some good dietary fiber, some MCT oil for some more healthy fats, a little bit of Pellegrino mineral water just to kind of give a little bit of a carbonation, some cinnamon right here to help further regulate blood sugar levels, and this vanilla bone broth protein right here. It's only 20 grams of protein. You don't need a whole lot. And I'm using a little bit of this prickly pear juice, Ipai, from the desert. Pour that in there just for a little more flavor. And of course some water and some flax milk for some more healthy fats. Alright, so now I'm going to make this kind of a stir fry here with this quinoa. And right here I got some squash from our garden. That's one of the more denser vegetables along with this cauliflower right here. So we're going to cook these first and then we're going to throw these all in last. These we're barely going to cook them because we don't want them to cook all the nutrients out. These need to get cooked a little bit too. So we're going to sear the veggies up in this extra virgin olive oil right here. So we're just searing these up just to soften them up. We're not overcooking them because you're going to cook all the nutrients out. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in right now by Simply Organic. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this pink Himalayan sea salt. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just using about a handful of this meat, not too much, because I'm going to eat some again a little bit later this afternoon. And usually when I eat meat once, I try to only eat it once a day. Depends if I had a heavy training day, then I might eat a little bit more and have it 2 small servings a day, but I don't eat meat with every meal. And some days I don't eat meat at all, just to kind of give the gut a rest. For this I'm going to use a little bit of lemon pepper on there. Same thing, a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Go ahead and throw this quinoa on to warm it up. I have this pre-cooked already in the fridge. Bison meat's about done. I'm going to get some lime and just spritz it on there. Then I'm going to get about a handful of the spinach and throw that in there as well. Bring some greens into the mix. Alright, so here it is. Really simple.
That's the rest of the avocado from this morning. And this is my post-workout meal right here. And again, it only had about a handful of bison meat. You don't need a whole lot of meat.
Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and test the blood sugar levels. It's about a little after 12 noon, and when I ate, it was a little after 10. So I ate the that grass-fed bison and some quinoa and a lot of vegetables. So sort of carb heavy and protein heavy, but not too much. The avocado on the side. Let's see where we're at post-prandial. And 107, and that's still pretty good right there, 107. So if it's above 140 milligrams per deciliter, then that's getting into the sort of the danger zone. Alright, so it's about 2 o'clock here, and I'm going to start making my next meal. Getting pretty hungry. I'm going to dice up this squash from our garden. This is the Dono Tamhar. Make some squash fries out of it. It's pretty good. So cut these up just like regular fries. Like you can cut them about that wide and about that thick. Alright, so this is at 370. I preheated. You're going to cook these for about 17 to 18 minutes. So this one you got to definitely start early. I'm just putting some sea salt on them. A little bit of pepper. And I'm going to use a little bit of rosemary. I'm going to use some now and then some after. I'm going to cut some squares out of here. I'm going to go ahead and use some pine nuts in here. Good healthy fats in there as well. We're going to throw in, of course, some olive oil. A little bit of this garlic salt. And this Bragg's vinaigrette dressing right here just for a little bit more flavor. Some lemon. Love lemon in there. Alright, so I'm letting these bad boys cook in here, these bison sliders. These guys been going for about 15 minutes. Give them another 10 minutes maybe 5, and they should be good. Alright, so this is what I'm having. It's about 2:35 here. The kale salad right here, and some squash fries, and the rest of that bison right there. So as you can see, the meat is only a side. The main course is all those greens right there. So this is one of my favorite kinds of salads to make. But again, you can make variations of this. So it's a little after 4:30, and I'm going to test my blood sugar levels after eating the kale salad with those bison sliders on the side and the squash fries. So let's see where my blood sugar is at. The last time I checked, the blood sugar was like 107, I believe. So let's see where my blood sugar is this time. And it went up just a little bit to 108. So later on when I cook again, I'm going to make these this chiotum with some garbanzo beans, and I'm going to utilize a lot of our autumn foods here. These ones right here were harvested by my brother, Amson. These are the ones that grow on the buckthorn cactus, and we harvest them in the springtime. So this hanam, chiotum, is pretty much a superfood. According to a Don Autumn Community Action website, these 14 grams of these contain about 394 milligrams of calcium, which is double a glass of milk with all of the extra calories. So these are an awesome superfood. And they also made up of a pectin, a kind of a biochemical gel-like substance that actually slow down absorption of like sugars and carbohydrates in the bloodstream. So these actually help regulate blood sugar levels. So as our people always say, a lot of the medicines, a lot of the solutions to our current issues and health problems are within our own resources. It's within our own food. Our food is a kind of medicine. So I'm gonna throw these in here with the karavash. It's a kind of chickpea right here, and these are awesome because these also got a lot of good fiber in them. And remember, fiber is a good prebiotic fuel for your gut bacteria, and it gives them a good a type of fuel to feed on, and in turn they let off these byproducts in your bloodstream, and those go to your nervous system and affects your immunity in a positive way. These also got a pretty good content of magnesium, phosphorus, folate, and iron and zinc as well. But these both have an awesome flavor. They both got this really earthy desert kind of flavor that I just love it. Alright, so the karavash chahanam is going in there. It's cooking. We threw the karavash in first and then threw in the hanam after. I put a little bit of olive oil in there, put a little bit of spices in there, and they've been cooking for about like 25-30 minutes. So you got to start this before. So I started this and I started working. So before I leave over to work at the garden, I'm going to go ahead and scarf down this bowl right here of karavash and hanam. Yeah, these are the ones that are high in vitamin A and vitamin C.
August or September 15th, the latest. Yeah, just do it the same way I told you. Okay. Keep it like that, okay? I got it.
It's about 8 o'clock. And I just got back from working in the garden, and I'm gonna go ahead and look at my blood sugars, where it's at from about 2.5-3 hours ago. I was eating the karavash and hanam, and I went to go and do some work in our garden, and I want to see what my blood sugar looks like right now, and it's down to 89. So as you can see, that's a good number, and that, you know, having our original foods like that are high in fiber and that are low in carbohydrates, and getting out and being active and doing things like working out in the field or whatever it is that you do, evening runs or walks or bicycling, any kind of work like that, it's great to be able to have that. Usually about 8 o'clock I stop eating, and I try to keep all my meals between that 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and after 8 p.m. I try to give my gut a rest, and that way I can have a good night's rest without my gut doing a lot of digestion work. And again, this is just what works for me. There's a lot of other ways of going about it, and there's so much other ways to eat, but this is what I like and this is what works for me. So hopefully somebody learns something from this and being able to implement this in your way. So again, thanks for watching, and if you have suggestions or any more ideas or things that you'd like to teach me, leave it in the comments section. Really appreciate it.